Family in Christ. Thank you once again for joining us for another episode of Watershed. This ministry comes to you from the Pro-Cathedral of St. George Vastaire with St. Barnabas. And in it, we are always sharing real-life stories of faith and hope in God. My guests today are Mr. Earle Osborne and Mrs. Kathleen Osborne. Mr. and Mrs. Osborne, welcome to Watershed.
Thank you.
Now, I understand the 12th of October is a very special day in your lives. Could you please share with our viewers the significance of that date? Why is the 12th of October special to you?
Well, it was special because it's the day when I said I will. And when I said it, I meant it.
Yes.
And so it's been always special.
Always special.
12th of October.
Yes. And this year, I think there is something extra special about this year, 12th of October. What is that?
It's extra special because it makes us married 70 years.
70.
Well, as you know, 70 years is a lifetime.
That is right.
He promised us 70.
Yes.
So it is special that we've been able to live together and still be around
Yes.
70 years after.
Yes. That is true. Because as you said, God does promise us 70 of life.
Yes.
But you have made 70 of marriage. That is amazing. Mr. Osborne,
Yes.
your wedding anniversary this year is your 70th. How do you feel on making 70 years of marriage?
Each day has its own beginning.
Yes.
We never really fall out as married. But as I said, each day has its own beginning.
That's right.
And with God's help, close the day with God's love.
Yes. Okay. So you were married here in St. Kitts, I understand? You were married here in St. Kitts?
Yes, and St. Anne Sandy Point. Last year we married. St. Anne Sandy
St. Anne's, yes.
It was Father Clark,
I was the minister at the time.
the minister. He married us.
Okay. And what time of day was your wedding?
It was an evening wedding,
Evening. Okay.
more or less going on the
Late afternoon.
Late afternoon.
Yes. And you had a large wedding party?
Just family.
Okay.
Just family.
Okay.
Well, the family is big enough.
Oh, I can imagine. Okay. You had a big family, so that was enough.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a family up there.
Yes. Yes. And after marriage, were you immediately able to go out on your own, in your own home, or were you living with family?
We lived with family at it for a short while.
Yes. Okay.
Then we branched out on our own.
Yeah. And what were your careers when you first got married as young people? What were you doing as for your livelihood?
He worked in the laboratory at the sugar factory.
Oh, okay, yes. Sugar was king in those days.
Chemist.
Yes.
He was a chemist at the sugar factory.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. And Mr. Osborne, young men seem sometimes to find it difficult to commit at such a young age. What made you propose marriage? I mean, 70 years, so you would have been quite young when you got married.
Yes, we were both young.
Yes.
Because we were very much in love with each other.
Well, yes, that's why it's We were in love,
Yes.
and
You knew she was the one. He knew that you were the one.
we knew each other
Yes.
for all the years.
Okay.
From the time I know myself, I know him.
Yes.
And he lived with my godmother, so he's always been in the family.
I see.
So,
So you were just making it official.
well, isn't it? We just made it official.
Yes. Okay. And you were working as well, Mrs. Osborne? Or
After I had the first baby, I worked.
Okay.
And I worked all the time. I've always worked.
yes, yes. And I understand your first child was a boy.
First one was a boy.
Yes. And
Second
after
one
that,
a boy. Third one a boy.
so 3 boys in succession.
Look,
Okay. Okay.
Then, when I went to England, 3 girls in succession.
3 girls. Wow. God had a plan for you. 3 boys and then 3 girls. So, Mr. Osborne, how did you feel being the father to 3 boys?
well, as far as I was concerned, I mean, it could have been all boys.
Ah.
But as God would have it, when we went to England, she followed after,
Yes.
and we finished up with 3 girls.
3 girls.
So they were paid off.
Yes. God blessed you with 3 of each.
Yeah.
Yes. And after your move to England, what was life like there with, I take it, 3 young children?
It was tough at first. What was like it in England? Well, in the first case, when I got there, it was so totally different
Yes.
what I left here.
Infant kids, yes.
But like everything, you just fall in line. You had to.
Yes.
I hadn't.
You have to
work
adjust.
there, nobody there, no family to say, well,
Right.
go to your grandmother.
Yes.
So you just had to fall in line
Yes.
and get on with life.
Yes.
And it has helped me. It made me stand on my own 2 feet.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
did that for me.
Yeah.
I knew I had to go through it, and I had to look after my children on my
Yes.
own.
Yes.
And it worked.
Yes, okay. And how quickly did your first daughter follow after you got to England?
How
How soon did you have your first girl after you relocated to England? Oh, okay. Okay.
How soon did I have my first girl after I reached to England?
Oh.
So
Yes.
as soon as I
Yes, so you had a baby to deal with. Okay, good. So ask Mr. Osborne for me, what work did he go into in England?
yes, he went into the same thing,
Oh, in a laboratory?
the laboratory.
Ah, okay.
MEM.
Midland
Electric.
Electricity.
Oh, in electricity. Okay, okay. Could he share with us what his experiences were like working in England? I mean, as a young black man in the England of, this is what, the 50s maybe?
You had prejudices, yes,
Yes,
but you just had to forge ahead in spite of the
yes.
prejudices.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if you were to just sit and fold up because of it, what would happen to you?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just had to forge ahead.
Right.
There was prejudice, and there is still.
Up to today, that's correct. Yeah. Okay. All right. And how did your,
To be relieved,
Hello?
I'm sorry, he was saying something?
What is that? Where we live?
even up the road where we live, people live up quite funny at first.
Oh yes, he was saying even when he bought a house in a particular road,
Mm-hmm.
some of the people were quite funny, so we were the only black family
Blacks.
there.
Wow. Yes.
But
Yeah.
I just did what I had to do,
Yes.
and we just didn't, till when they came around,
Mhm.
many of them would come and say hello and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to sit and let them call me.
Exactly.
I had a job to do with my 6 children,
Yes.
and
Yes.
we just forged ahead.
Mm-hmm. So, Mrs. Osborne, you were primarily a homemaker for those early years in England? Am I right?
No. No, I couldn't afford to be a homemaker for those early years. I had the kids, but I went to work. You take out the baby to the minder that morning, go around the corner, pick up the bus, go to work, come back, pick them up from the minder, go home, cook, wash, clean, and it was hard work.
It was difficult, yes. But and what work were you doing? Where were you working?
First, I worked at not British Telecom. First, I worked at Cadbury Brothers as a checking clerk, where I booked the work for the workers.
Okay.
And then I went to, it wasn't British Telecom at that time. It was the post office.
Okay.
The post office used to deal with the telephones. So I got in there, but then Margaret Thatcher, she split it. So we became British Telecoms, and then the post office was by itself.
Yes.
But that's where I stayed there 22 years, and then I retired.
Okay. And I think your children are all still in England.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yeah. So you have some grandchildren?
Oh, yeah, 9.
Wow, okay. And what careers have your children pursued? What are they doing?
It's funny, 4 of them became teachers.
4?
4 became teachers.
Okay.
And one, he did teaching there, and then he went to Zimbabwe as a teacher.
Okay.
And then he became the rugby coach for the Zimbabwean team. So since he's come back, he's been a coach for rugby for all the while. He's now more or less retired.
Yes. Okay. All right. So tell me, what made you decide to return home to St. Kitts?
Well, you felt that you had enough, and the children were on their own. They were big enough. So we thought we'd like to come back home.
Yes. And what year did you come back?
91.
So that was 30 odd years in England.
Oh, well, we've been here 29 years.
29 years.
29 years.
Okay. And what part of England did you live in?
We lived at
Birmingham. Okay. Yeah, I think that's an area that quite a number of Caribbean people relocated to back in the day.
Quite a lot of West Indians are in Birmingham.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are in London too. London seemed to me has more than
Yes. Okay. Now, I'd like Mr. Osborne to chip in on this one, because there's so many divorces in the world today. And some people say that to have a long and happy marriage, there's a secret to a long and happy marriage. So I want you both to tell me, is there a secret?
The difference between, is there a
secret to a long and happy marriage?
Just be straight with each other. If he's wrong, and tell him he's wrong. Then, you don't butter them up and you know they're wrong. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
Okay.
Plus, if you are in the wrong, it's just say, my fault.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Just admit.
Yes.
Yes.
You shouldn't be too big to say, I'm sorry.
I agree.
And it saves a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can just say nothing. Because, as you know what Ecclesiastes says, that there's a time to speak and a time to be silent.
Correct.
Right?
Yes. And what is Mr. Osborne's secret? What is Mr. Osborne's secret to a happy marriage?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you live the life that is equal between both of you. Meaning, some make mistakes, some don't. But you got to always remember, there's nothing like forgiveness by the Lord Himself.
Yes.
Because if we should go along this way, knowing that we have done wrong and cannot ask the Father to give us, as you might say, a break,
Yes.
then we'll be doomed for life. And that's how I see life.
Okay.
If you're wrong,
Yes.
you should be man enough to say, well, I'm wrong, and I'm sorry.
Yes.
If you can't do that, well, you're doomed.
Yes. Good. I can see why the two of you have made it for such a long time, because you share similar views. Yes.
Like everything. It doesn't mean that you never have a difference of opinion.
Right.
It happens every day.
It's either, if you don't, one is a bully and one is a fool.
Okay.
But no, you disagree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with him at times because I don't see things exactly the way he does. But at the end of the day, you don't go and let it fester. This is the problem. Is when you let things fester,
Yes.
then you have a problem.
Yes.
So I don't find any problem. He annoys me sometimes, and I'm sure I annoy him sometimes.
Yes.
But like everything,
Yeah.
this is it. While you're married to somebody, you're still an individual.
That's right.
Different opinions.
You have your mind of your own. You're still an individual. So
Yeah.
you get to adjust to your partner, and certain things he doesn't like. Well, I wouldn't do it. If it's gonna cause a problem, why do it?
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't have any problem.
You don't fuss. That's good. And if there was one thing that you wish you knew before you got married, seeing how young you were when you both got married, if there is one thing that you wish you knew before marriage, what would that one thing be? I ask that of both of you.
The point is, you don't know anybody until you marry them. Because you're 14 and you think everything is hunky-dory. It's when you start to live with them. Then you see their flaws. But then you must be capable to accept them, flaws and all.
And all. Yes.
It's how I see it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mr.
but
Osborne?
I don't have any problem.
Yeah.
You accept the flaws and all.
Flaws and all. Okay. Mr. Osborne?
May I put it this way? I was married to her before I said I will.
In your heart. I can tell.
The point is this. My caretaker, who I refer to as my second mother,
Yes.
was her godmother.
Right.
And I can remember as a little boy, my sister was older than me by many years,
Okay.
and they lived, I don't know if you know where the pasture is, or with the house.
Sandown Road.
Sandown Road.
Sandown Road? Okay.
They have houses up there now.
Yes.
And we used to go there every Sunday afternoon, my sister and myself.
Yes.
Well, as time went by, we singled each other out. And her godmother was my caretaker
Your caretaker. Yes.
from since I was little. I grew up in Bury, Manchester.
Yes.
As I said, it was her godmother.
Yes.
So there was no problem there when we decided we want to get together. She was all in arms for it.
Okay.
As I said, we were young.
Yes. Yes. You were
And we
supportive.
are still together.
Yeah.
When people are saying, oh, it can't last.
Yes.
Of course, we all make mistakes now and then.
Right.
But the thing is, trust and believe
Yes.
and have faith in Christ, and He will put everything right for you.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the situation is on earth, He knows
He
before
will.
you do.
That's right.
As it's been proved in the Bible.
Yes.
How many times was He able to put them right
Yeah.
without them asking or telling Him?
Yes.
So we know that is a fact.
Yes. Yeah.
And we got together and we got married.
Yes.
I was 19, she was 18.
19 and 18, yes. I was wondering, because you have both said that you were very young, and that's understandable to be celebrating 70 years. So our viewers would be curious as to your ages, 18 and 19. Wonderful. So we are stepping towards 88 and 89. That's a blessing. God bless you both.
88 and 89.
Yes, yes. Okay. What advice? I know you've given us quite a few pearls of wisdom as well, but what further advice would you give to persons considering marriage, or persons who are maybe already in a marriage but are having difficulties?
Talk.
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 Yes.
Because sometimes you might find why they go apart. They're not communicating.
Communication, that's right.
Communicate
Yes.
and respect each other. You know, this is an instance I never forget. I was in one of the roads in where we live, and this woman, her husband was in the car, and he said something to her quietly. And the language she spat out at him, I said, well, if that is done in the street, imagine how they speak to each other in the home.
Yes.
No, respect each other.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't be using all those
Words.
expletives
Yes.
at each
Yes.
other.
To
You
your
can
point.
learn to communicate without
Yes.
that.
That's right.
And as they say, communicate.
Yes.
Communicate.
Yeah.
If you don't feel right about something, say, well, so-and-so,
Yeah.
I don't like so-and-so and so. You sit and you discuss it.
Yeah.
But
Share.
don't let it fester.
Yes. That usually leads to more problems. When it festers, it leads to more
No
problems.
problem.
Yes. Yeah. And it's a truth that none of us can read each other's minds. So we have to talk so that you know, yes, what is going on. Okay. Mr. Osborne, is communication your advice as well to couples?
Well, in short, we use the word honesty. You see, because that covers a whole lot of things. If you're wrong, admit that you're wrong, and of course, that will be followed by, I am sorry,
Yes.
and mean it.
Mean it.
It's no good saying I'm sorry and going to do the same thing over and over.
Right. Then it's just words. Okay. Could you share with me your most enjoyable moment as a married couple?
What most enjoyable moments?
Your most enjoyable moment as a married couple, or through your lives together. I want an enjoyable moment from you, Mrs. Osborne, and one from Mr. Osborne.
I'm trying to think.
Think. Even if it's your wedding day, I would understand.
Since then, in my experience, seeing my children grow up
Yes.
and become responsible citizens.
Yes.
You know, they've always known they have to go to work.
Right.
Because you have some children, you can't get them to go to work.
Yeah.
Because of the system that they had where you get the dole money.
Yes.
But they've become responsible citizens.
That is
They know
good.
they have to work, they have to look after themselves.
Yes.
That gives me a great satisfaction to see
All 6 of them.
all
six of them.
And, you know, they took in, there is one girl that really stands out. That's Marie.
Okay.
She didn't go to university
Okay.
after school.
Yes.
But I remember the day she said to me, I I'm going to, when she left school, I'm going to look a job, and I'm not coming home until I get one.
Oh my goodness.
And she didn't come home until
She got one. Wow.
And she worked,
Yes.
and then where she was living, they had children have the school meals, and she got the job there just to supervise
Yes.
children.
Yeah.
And then she went and she did some studies, and she ended up there as a teacher.
Okay. Yeah.
So as I said, those things
Yeah.
made me feel
Bless your heart.
that they did what they had to do.
Yeah.
Sandra, Colin, and Heather, they went on to university and did what they had to do. And that gave me satisfaction. The
Yes.
second boy,
Colin.
Vincent, he was not as academical as the third boy,
Okay.
but he was
Music.
music,
Oh, musically blessed.
and we sent him to piano lesson. He would come back, Mrs. McBeard, she's this, and I say, you're going.
He played here, you remember, no? When they brought the play down here.
I said, you're going. I insisted that he could. Today, he's a brilliant pianist.
Wonderful.
You see, he wasn't as academical
As the others,
other
yes.
boys. But I saw.
Yeah.
That's your gift.
That was his gift.
And he was in the theater
Okay.
as well.
Yes.
And the last girl, she was in the Royal Shakespeare Theatre. But now she teaches
She's
drama in school.
In schools. Good.
But what I'm saying is, he went and he did drama, and then he still, the other day he put on opera with all black voices. I don't think it was very good.
Yes.
Plus, he brought some opera here, right here in St. George's.
Yes.
Yes. It was quite a
Excellent.
nice.
He had a house full.
Oh yes, it was full because really there isn't a lot of stuff to go to now.
Yes.
Before we used to have concerts and whatnot, but
Right.
that's not happening now. So whenever anything is happening, you do get a lot of people.
A big crowd.
But
Yes.
that gives me good satisfaction to see that
To see them. Yes.
they've really taken on their responsibilities and they just live ordinary, simple lives, but
Yeah.
not flamboyant,
Yes.
but just
Steady and sure.
steady.
Yes. They've made a life for themselves and they're dedicated to it.
Well, they've all grown up now
Yes.
and married and whatnot,
Yeah.
yes, but they keep in touch.
Yes. Yeah. And Mr. Osborne, your most memorable moment, your most enjoyable moment in your life with Mrs. Osborne? He's smiling, Mrs. Osborne. There are many.
Don't want to answer. There are so many.
I can imagine. Tell us all about them.
I can't really pinpoint any particular time.
Okay.
All I would say is it's been my happiness to be married to Kathleen.
Okay. Life has been an enjoyable
I think the
moment.
word happiness will be summing up the whole lot.
The whole thing. Okay. All right. You see that, Mrs. Osborne? His entire 70 years plus with you have been enjoyable moments. We need to give you a big hand.
Thank you.
The only other couple I can think of who is in the realm of 70s is actually Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, because I think they're nearing about maybe 73 this year. So you're a royal company.
The Queen and Prince Philip,
Yeah.
they've had 73 years. So So we are in royal company.
Oh, not to mention them at all.
When we had our 60th wedding anniversary, there's some sort of thing they have over there in England where they can get in touch with the Queen. So the daughter did, and she sent us a lovely card.
Wow, it was very nice. Yes.
So we have the picture there. With the
Yes. It is truly an amazing milestone.
Queen. It is.
It is.
I mean, it hasn't been always very easy.
Yes.
With children growing up and whatnot, but we made it.
Yeah.
We made it.
Yes. Thank God you made it. Yes.
As you know, there's a song that says, to the sickness and the pain, we have made it.
We have made it. Yes. Is there anything else you would like to share with us before we conclude?
No, all I can tell anybody who is thinking about getting married, don't go in with the idea that I'm going to have it all my way. No.
Yes.
You now become attached to somebody else.
Yeah.
Then you can live by yourself, you do your own thing.
Yeah.
But you have to consider somebody else now.
Now, a partnership.
Yes.
Yes.
And the way I see it, I live a very simple life. Don't, you as a wife, sometimes what causes a lot of the problem. The wife, she wants this and she wants that and she wants it now.
Right.
I must be too easily satisfied because I never forget one day he came home and he said, put on your clothes, follow me down to Mosley Village. I saw a lovely chest of drawers. I think it would be nice. I said, I'm not going. If you like it, I will like it. I'm not going. And so said, he bought it, and it's something like that.
Yes.
He had good choice.
Okay.
Loves to buy
That's okay.
furniture and glasses and house things.
Yes.
But don't ask him to go to the butcher's to buy a bit of meat. He did not like, that you have the sawdust on the floor so that the blood from the meat could drip in it.
Okay.
He said he didn't like that.
Couldn't cope with it.
He couldn't cope with that.
Yes.
As you say, I could tell anybody, just live your life simple.
Simple.
Just fuss and grasping after everything.
After things.
And you want it now. No.
Yes.
It takes time to build up.
To build, that's
You
right.
buy something this year, next year if you could afford it, you buy something else.
Yes.
But not having all these things on credit, and then
You can't pay for
you
it.
can't pay.
You broke.
This one coming, that one coming.
Exactly. Yes.
I am glad we were all that.
Yeah.
I'm very easily satisfied when it comes to things like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Up to now, we live debt-free. Don't
Praise the
get
Lord.
yourself in debt
Yes.
and get out.
I can't get out. Yes.
I could attest to that. And I could tell anybody, keep out of it.
Yes. That's a deep hole that many people dig for themselves and can't see their way out of it.
This is it.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially with these plastic that they have now.
Credit cards.
On the card.
Yes.
This time the card is 20% interest.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
don't own one and I don't want one.
Yes.
What I can and I don't want to check. When I have no cash, I know I have no cash.
That's right.
Old fashioned I am.
Yes. And now that you mentioned that first home that you had in England, where you were almost the only black couple in that neighborhood, is that where you stayed throughout your time in England?
Yes, we stayed there till I returned to Rwanda.
Okay. Yes.
Well, we lived in
Well, we were living in what they call gigs. We were renting before.
Yeah.
And then we bought that.
Yes.
Stayed
You
there.
stayed there. Yes. Yes. Okay. And did Mr. Osborne changed jobs over the years in England?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Yes, after he left the Midland Electricity, he went to Cadbury's and he stayed there until he came home.
Oh, the chocolate makers.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Real.
Cadbury's.
What?
They
You
used
mean the
to
chocolate?
Cadbury's, the chocolate, and after the Midland Electricity, Cadbury's, and then home.
Yes. Okay. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Osborne, on behalf of our church family, on behalf of the Pro Cathedral of St. George with St. Barnabas, please accept our sincerest congratulations on an amazing milestone. You know, a 70th wedding anniversary is considered your platinum wedding anniversary because platinum is precious and, you know, it's strong and enduring, just as your marriage has been. So,
God has been good.
yes.
She's saying that our marriage has endured, but I added, God has been good.
Yes.
That's been the glue in
Yes.
our marriage. It's God.
God has been, yes, the driving force behind your years together.
Yes.
Well, congratulations once again. God bless you, continue to bless you, and thank you for joining us today on Watershed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Family, it has been good to bring you Watershed today with our special guests, Mr. and Mrs. Osborne, celebrating their 70th wedding anniversary on the 12th of October. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for continuing to be with us on Watershed. And as always, until we come your way again, stay safe and God bless you all. Goodbye.
Bishop Cairns came, I was still over there, and he called me there, he said, "Look, make up your mind which way you want to go. You're either going to be a server or a chorister." Well, at that time I was beginning to get tired of being choir practice.
Friday night.
So I said I'll be a server.
It's funny. Friday nights, choir practice. They used to have a little service before. So we were always in choir practice because my grandmother, Miss Osborne, she's coming to the service. Uncle John was in the choir and Vida was in the choir, so the family was coming to choir practice. And then we had the little service and then the choir practice, so we stayed on for the choir practice.
But before actually becoming a member of the choir, Aunt Vida used to train us on the piano.
She used to see if they could sing.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So we used to have to come in. When she finished working, she would come in here and play the notes and we have to sing and so on. Until when she think they'll be big enough and good enough, then they put us in the front row there.
Oh yes, on Friday nights.
Friday
they have
night.
to sit there and
And then
listen.
actually Julian now, he was the minister in charge. And he always had a piece of, I think it was a piece of bamboo.
No,
You
it
know?
wasn't bamboo. It
Yeah.
was one of those coconut
Well, it's
stalk, and he had it plaited and varnished.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
a whip.
It's
So
one of those
he
coconut
used,
stuff.
when the notes go wrong, he would bang on the thing.
Ooh.
Yes,
And
let
then
the-
Miss Grimes. Miss
Grimes
Grimes was
was
the
a brilliant
organist.
organist.
But the problem was she had a good taste for wine.
Yeah, she used to
Oh.
do a little bit of drinking.
Okay, okay, okay.
We all know when she had too many. You know, over there. And I see he had a bit of a temper too.
Then he bang, then he
You-
grinds off.
When we're up here trying to sing, and it's not right for him, he goes down by the west
Right to the
door
bottom of the west door to see.
and listen down there, for you get the better echo from down there than up, being right up here. And when it's going wrong, he goes over to the organist, Mrs. Grimes, and he used to give her a good telling off there. but she always half booze, if not wholly booze. You know.
Miss Grimes, and funny, Miss Grimes, if rain comes, Miss Grimes took off her hat, put it in her bosom. Don't wet her hat. She don't want her hat wet. Her head could be wet. Really?
Oh, I see.
Well, mind you, now that I've been to England, I could see why. They're accustomed to walking in the rain.
Right.
Rain doesn't bother them. For whether rain or shine, you got to get to work.
Right.
So she was taking care of her hat. Oh yes, Miss Grimes, that's not going to go wrong.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Right?
Yeah, well, you see, actually, I was not baptized here. I was baptized in Zion, Moravian.
His mother was a Romanian.
My mother was a Moravianite.
Right.
And my brother Kenneth was also a Moravianite. But through circumstances,
Living with his Manchester. Church police, as we used to call her. Tell them why.
is your godmother you're
I
talking
know
about?
it's my
you know?
godmother. But you know, she was fastidious in that she didn't like you going to any other church.
Okay.
She meant you must stay in the Anglican. So if some children used to go to a Sunday school like Brother Brown or whatnot, she didn't like it, so she would tell the minister. So that's why she was called church police.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, she was one of the best.
Of course. I mean,
Yep. Yep.
her heart was there. Stay in the Anglican.
You don't know because of me, and I'm a lot older than you are.
Right.
But from the time I was about so, I was on the choir when I was 7.
Seven?
Yeah, 7.
Wow.
7 years there.
Yeah, I was 7.
Wow.
I used to see you.
He used to, huh?
I said, I used to see you there.
Yeah, but after a while,
You went there.
this, give me a break. The bassist used to sit at the back,
Right.
and I used to sit here at the chorister in the front here.
Right.
George Abbott was sitting over the other side by the tenors, and he used to listen. And he said to me, "You're going to change places with Abbott. George will sit over there, and you're going to sit over here."
Right.
Because I was getting involved with the bass line,
Right. Right.
okay? And I was supposed to be singing soprano.
Right.
So the transfer came,
See,
undo me.
I'm doing it.
Sorry.
See the gap.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so from over here, I went over here, very close to him. And he used to look after me all the time. So I was only 7. And when he come to the Psalms and so on to find them, and then, what? Kathleen. Those boys, he admitted he used to do it. Simmons.
Yeah, they used to.
They just take the books out and change
They used to
everything up.
find
And
them, so they
that's
could
him.
change.
You see, you want to cane. The robing room used to be down there at the
Right.
back.
At the back here.
There used to be what we call a big bell.
Right.
And after some time, they got rid of it. And that's where you find out the only thing they have now is that little one that they ring around communion time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. But the big bell, you could hear it from miles around.
Right. Right.
But what I was saying is, I was moved from here, and I was placed right here. And Archdeacon was just next to me. And anytime I had any problems, he would take my book, find what we're supposed to look at, and give me back the book. And we all sing together.
Right.
And the best time I had sitting there was when he decided that the youngsters in front, or We had youngsters on that side and youngsters on this side. And we had to sing, Blessed is he who comes.
Who comes in the name of the Lord?
Magnificent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had to sing that. And the women down there, in front of the organ, that's where the junior choir sits.
Right.
The women used to be down there. They sang the soprano part. And we sang the alto part. Blessed is he. And you had the tenors at the back and the basses at the back. So that's how it used to be. But it didn't last for long. I don't know why. But we know we did it for a couple of Sundays and that was it. And as he was getting old and it reached the time for his retirement, sorry, and he retired. That is when Bishop Hans came and took over.
Right.
So the story goes on and on.
On and on.
But Wednesday mornings used to be children mass.
Children's service, yes.
Sorry.
We needed that. No problem.
It comes and goes. And one Wednesday morning, a fellow by the name of Simmons left early because he had to go to the grammar school. Bishop Hans came down the aisle. He says, "Where's Aubrey?" I said, "He's gone off because he got to go to school." "Well, don't you go to school?" He's very deep voiced. "Well, I said, "Yes, my school is just over the wall." "Oh." And that was the end of the story. He left me. He didn't tell me what he was going to do. He headed for the headmaster at the grammar school. And from then on, that I was told on my way home for lunch, I met Aubrey Simmons, and he said to me, "Oh, you're coming to grammar school?" I said, "Who's telling you that?" He said, Bishop Hans was up at the top talking with the headmaster, Malone. So right away, I had to go back to boys' school and let the headmaster there know that I no longer will be a member of that school.
Wow. Just like that. So left from boys' school and went to the grammar school.
Yeah.
Wait, you left from boys' school and went to the grammar school.
Yeah.
Wow.
All in, I didn't get it from the bishop, at the time. So after I got news from him that I no longer will be going over there. So then I had to go back up here and on the beach.
Mr. Beach.
Just the beach. Oh.
With a boat.
Yep. Okay.
Anyway, I shall keep you no longer.
Good.